Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins were both revealed at E3 in June, but it could be that this next Assassin's Creed, the rumored Viking game, will be announced way earlier than that. Thanks to a new rumor from someone who could totally be in the know. Plus there is a secret event going on at Ubisoft Montreal that a lot of hardcore Assassin's Creed fans and community managers are attending. So a lot of interesting things to get into, so let's do that in this video. Would of course be awesome if you could leave a like on the video as it shows your support, and let's go. Before we get into it, I want to note that this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, my favorite mobile game of the year and the one that I played the most too. It's super popular as well with almost 50 million downloads in the last 6 months. The goal is to assemble and improve a team of awesome looking champions that all have a different role, like supporting your group, taking the punches, and then you go and explore great looking locations, fight hard and challenging bosses. And the best part is, it's all free to play. There is a multi-battle auto mode right now, so you can let the game fight for you and level up your champions while you go do something else. There are weekly tournaments and events that give you rewards for fighting in the arena or running special dungeons. And the game is growing really fast too. They got a lot of content planned, so there's always something new to look forward to. So really, what are you waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the special link. And if you are a new player, you will get 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, 10 mystery shards, and also 1 free champion, the Executioner. It's a pretty cool and strong champion, as you see right here. There are also a lot of treasures waiting for you, so hurry up because the rewards are relevant for 30 days. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring the video. Like I said, I played this game a lot this year, so I totally recommend that you check it out via the link in the video description. And now let's get back into the video. Okay, let's start with a very interesting rumor that nobody reported on yet. So I was just listening to the Kinda Funny Games Daily podcast where we have Imran Khan and Tim Geddes talk about the recent Ubisoft delays. And then Imran, who used to work at Game Informer by the way, like he works in this industry for a long time, knows many people, well, he says something very interesting. Let's have a listen.
The rumor I had heard was that they were looking to launch or reveal the new Assassin's Creed around February. And February is such a weird time, it makes you think like, oh, PlayStation reveal.
Totally. Interesting.
So he heard that Ubisoft is going to reveal the next Assassin's Creed in February. So way earlier than we saw with Origins and Odyssey that again were both revealed in June. They leaked in May, but then the trailers were shown during E3. And Imran immediately notes that February makes sense because then it could be shown during the PlayStation 5 reveal, like Sony did that in 2013 as well. The PlayStation 4 launched in November 2013, but we actually had the big reveal event in February already. And both the Xbox Scarlet and PlayStation 5 will release at the end of 2020, so revealing them in early 2020 makes a ton of sense. I'm saying Xbox here too, because I actually think that the next Assassin's Creed has a higher chance of appearing on that stage, but more on that a little later. What we know so far is that Ubisoft will release 5 AAA games between July 2020 and April 2021, as we already discussed in a recent video. 3 of those are the recently delayed Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters. And the other 2 games are still unannounced, but what we know is that they are from Ubisoft's biggest franchises according to Ubisoft themselves. So the new Viking Assassin's Creed is very likely one of them, and I already speculated this before, but I think that Far Cry 6 is the other one. Would be 3 years after Far Cry 5, and Far Cry is totally one of the biggest franchises from Ubisoft. What we know is that all those 5 games will be on both the current gen and the next gen platforms, as noted during a recent Ubisoft financial call, and Daniel Ahmed put this on Twitter too. And this means that the games will be optimized for the next Xbox and PlayStation to take advantage of higher frame rates, so hopefully we finally have 60 FPS Assassin's Creed on the console, and also the faster load times thanks to the SSD. So yes, the point is that the next Assassin's Creed is a cross-gen game, and it would of course be a great game to showcase the power of the next consoles. So again, Imran likely has his sources, otherwise he would not share it, but now there is something else going on that totally makes me believe that the reveal of this next Assassin's Creed is closer than we think. Earlier this week, the community managers from Assassin's Creed started posting that they were going to Montreal. They even went out for dinner with Alex Gilbert, a gameplay programmer at Ubisoft Montreal, who worked on Assassin's Creed Origins and is very likely hard at work on this next Assassin's Creed. Then a day later we got Mac Cayley, a streamer and huge fan of Assassin's Creed, who tweeted that she is flying out to Ubisoft Montreal for a super secret visit. I mean, this has to be Assassin's Creed related. She hosted the Assassin's Creed Origins launch livestream back in October 2017, for example, and she's now likely playing and giving feedback to the developers of this new Assassin's Creed. Because that is the thing, she's not the only AC fan at Ubisoft Montreal for this trip. Fan account owners from the awesome Access the Animus, for example, or members of the Mentors Guild are all at the studio right now, very likely to see the Viking Assassin's Creed in action and maybe even play it. Because this is not the first time that events like this happen before the official reveal. In late January 2017, for example, there was a similar event at Ubisoft Montreal where Origins was showcased for the very first time to hardcore members of the Assassin's Creed community. Assassin's Creed Universe on YouTube actually made a video about this, telling what happened during this event. Already saying that people that went to the studio got to play 2 hours of the game, climb a pyramid and even fight in the arena as well. There would be presentations from the developers and the attendees could give feedback regarding what they saw, what they played and also the franchise as a whole. Assassin's Creed Universe described that there was a post-launch content discussion as well, where they also touched on the microtransactions. And Ubisoft would listen to feedback. They would also visit the mocap studio where they would still be recording stuff for Origins at the time. And all of that in 3 days. And it's not to make you jealous or something, because I think we can both agree that this sounds very awesome. No, the point is that something similar is happening right now. Also 3 days looking at social media posts from some of the attendees. The major difference though is that it's now in mid-November, while the Origins event was in late January. If I recall correctly, there was also a similar event for Assassin's Creed Odyssey at Ubisoft Quebec, and I think that was even closer to the reveal, like in March, so 3 months or something. Could be wrong about that, but I totally remember seeing something, although I could not really find it on social media anymore. Either way, this November timing seems very early if they want to reveal this game at E3 again. For one, it does show you that they're likely gearing up for a fall 2020 release. Having Assassin's Creed as a launch title for the next consoles is also huge, as we saw with Black Flag 2. It's one of the most successful Ubisoft games, as they said so themselves. Fun fact is that that game was also revealed in February. Okay, it was first leaked thanks to this poster and then officially revealed. Sure, Assassin's Creed games would be revealed earlier back then compared to Origins and Odyssey, but maybe that's just the way they want to do it for a cross-gen game. And I've speculated many times that I think that the next Assassin's Creed will be part of the Xbox Scarlet reveal event, like that makes the most sense to me. Ubisoft has been working very closely with Microsoft on many of their recent games, like Ghost Recon Breakpoint, The Division, and even Assassin's Creed Origins to push the Xbox One X. Like, that was really one of the showcase titles, and I can totally see that happen again with this Viking game. Sure, Ubisoft delayed many games recently, so maybe the plans changed and maybe they first wanted to reveal the next Assassin's Creed in February, but now because of the delays they moved that too. Although I would argue that these are kind of separate deals between Xbox and Ubisoft to have Assassin's Creed Kingdom or Ragnarok in their Xbox Scarlet commercials. I think it would also only make sense to delay the reveal if the launch was also delayed, and I think it is still planned for the fall of 2020 alongside the next-gen consoles. Could of course also be that it will be during the PlayStation 5 reveal. I think that Sony is more likely to reveal the console in February than Microsoft, and I'm totally fine if Sony reveals the game. I would not mind that at all, but my theory is that they already have an open world RPG with Horizon 2, and Microsoft could really use something like that in their portfolio, so that's why I think they want to grab Assassin's Creed instead. We will have to wait and see, but if this rumor is true and this early secret event at Ubisoft Montreal totally suggests that as well, then 2020 will really start with a bang, and I really can't wait. Let me know what you think. Will we already see the next Assassin's Creed in February, or maybe slightly later, but way earlier than E3? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, of course, to support the channel. Check out rates by clicking the link in the video description. Ads like these, of course, help the channel a ton, so I can hire freelancers, so the overall quality of the video goes up by a lot. Special shout out to Colum for helping me with some sources for this video. A link to his Twitter page, because he also posts Assassin's Creed news under the ones who came before. Link in the video description. And there you will also find a link to the Ubisoft Montreal trip video from Assassin's Creed Universe. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.